to my channel. I'm Beth Eland. Today's practice, we are going to work a lot with the hips. We're going to open up the hips and we're going to stay really close to the mat today. So really no standing poses at all. Um, and today I want to work with an affirmation. The affirmation I selected for today is I release all fears of not being good enough. I release all fears of not being good enough. So throughout practice, just mentally repeat this to yourself. I'll repeat this affirmation a couple of times throughout practice, and hopefully we can let it sink in. And we can really release into the universe what no longer serves us, including the ideas that we're not good enough. Those types of thoughts come up way too often and they just kind of bombard you when they do. So let's just release that and we'll begin. Just if you have a cushion, I recommend it for the hip openers. You can sit on the edge of the cushion so that your hips can roll forward better. And if you have a strap, this will be very nice to use. You can also have a belt or like a rolled up t-shirt or something and just have that close by. Um, yeah, and just begin in a simple cross legs, or you can sit on your heels, whatever is most comfortable. And take 2 deep breaths in and out through your nose, filling up the low belly, and then feeling the chest lift. And then exhale, let it all go. I'm trying to make the inhale and the exhale equal length, so probably about 3 seconds each. Place your left hand on the mat next to you, and on your next inhale, bring your right arm up and lean over towards that left side, opening up the side body. And breath here. And then inhale, lift both arms up. Exhale, lean over towards the right, taking that right hand down. Shining your chest towards the ceiling, stacking your shoulders. Inhale, come up. And one more on each side, lean over towards the left. Really coming up and out of your hips. Inhale up. And exhale to the right. Inhale, both arms up. And exhale, arms come down by the sides. Bring the soles of your feet together to touch. Baddha Konasana. Really find length in the spine. Let the knees fall apart. You can hold your ankles or you can hold kind of your feet like a book. Whatever feels best to you. Find length in the spine. And then if you feel comfortable, fold forward, leading with the chest. Keeping the spine in line with the head. Or the head in line with the spine. And try not to round forward in this one. And just feel your hips opening up. Breathing deeply into the belly. And push your hands into the mat to bring your spine back up to neutral over the hips. And extend both legs out. Wide, seated pose. Upavista Konasana. For me, this is probably the most mentally challenging posture that I can find. If you're using a cushion, just let your hips sink or let your hips tip off the edge, like begin tipping off the edge so you can find some sort of fold forward. If you have a decent hip flexibility, then go for the fold, but just keep a nice long spine so you can breathe deeply. Knees and toes pointed towards the ceiling. And gently folding forward. Push your hands into the mat to come back up to neutral and turn towards your right knee. So your chest is shining over your right knee. And if you can, fold towards that knee. I like to put my fingertips on either side, like a little bit behind me and then like in the front, just to kind of stabilize where I'm at because I don't fold very far. My hips are very tight. So I just kind of hang out in this space. And with each deep breath, I do feel myself sink a little bit deeper. And with each breath, I release the fear of not being good enough. Let's push back up to neutral, come back center, and fold forward in the center again. Really letting gravity doing most of the work here. Really all of the work. You're just flexing your feet to keep your legs where they are. And just breathing deeply. And push your way back up to seated. Turning over towards the left knee. Stabilizing yourself here, shining your heart forward, and then folding any amount that is appropriate for your body. Push your way back up. Come back to center. Or fold forward in the center one more time. Great. Let's push yourself back up to seated. I like to place my hands underneath my knees while I pull my feet out of this one, especially since we sat in it for a little minute. You can do like a windshield wiper motion. That feels good. And I'm going to turn to the side. You might want to turn to the side and extend your feet out in front of you. Stay on your cushion. We're going to Paschimottanasana or seated forward fold. You can use a strap here. So wrap your strap around your feet and extend your feet out long. Oops. Like to grab it first and then extend my feet. That way it's nice and tight. Flex your feet and then fold straight forward any amount. Nice and long spine. Remember, imagine someone is pulling up on the top of your head like with a little string attached. Pull it up and then fold straight forward, pretty much leading with the chest. And deep into your hamstrings. Inhaling, fill the whole body up with breath. Exhale, let go of any beliefs that aren't serving you at this time. Release, come back up to seated. You can come off of your cushions, scoot your seat forward a bit. You're going to roll down to lie down on your back. And bring the strap with you. Roll down one vertebra at a time. Until you're on your back. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. Give a little hug. And then take your strap, wrap it around that foot, and extend your leg up overhead. Pulling gently in. And keeping the left sole of foot on the mat for now. And keeping that leg nice and straight. And you can put the strap in both hands or in just your right hand as you lean that leg out towards the right. So just gently let it go. Let gravity pull it over. And sometimes I do like to use a little bit of arm strength in this because my leg's not going to be able to go all the way down. I just keep both hips on the mat. Let your right knee kind of go to, or the left knee go towards the left to counterbalance. And then inhale, go ahead and bring that leg back up and exhale, bring it over, kind of cross the body. Hold it straight here for just a moment and bend that knee and cross that ankle over the top of the left thigh. Ankle to knee pose. You can bring your left knee in and wrap your arms around that thigh, flexing into the right foot. And don't yank too hard. Don't be too hard on your hips. Maybe rock from side to side. Go ahead and release your left foot back down to the mat. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Bring your left knee in towards your chest and grabbing onto your strap. I lost it. Wrap it around your foot. And extend it up overhead. Hamstring stretch. And after a few breaths, let that foot fall out towards the left, counterbalancing with that right knee. Letting that hip open, breathing into your hips. I release all fears of not being good enough. Mm. Inhale, pull that right leg or that left leg back up. And keeping it straight, kind of go cross body a little ways. Feel it stretch in the IT band. And then just bend that knee. Cross that ankle over the thigh. And then if you want to, you can bring that right thigh in. You can also use a strap here as well. If that thigh is too far away. Another 2 breaths here. And release. Bring both feet down towards the mat. Bring your feet as wide as the mat. Dip your knees into touch. And maybe do like a windshield wiper motion. You can bring your knees into touch, maybe putting one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. Taking a moment to thank yourself for coming to your mat today. Remembering today's affirmation, I release all fears of not being good enough. Let that reverberate through you throughout the rest of your day. I invite you to stay in this position for as long as you can. When you feel ready, just roll off to one side. Slowly push yourself up to sit. Bring my hands to prayer at heart center. And we'll close our practice by chanting Om one time. You can join if you like. Om. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this has made you feel grounded and really encouraged for the rest of your day or the rest of your evening. Yeah. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Subscribe if you don't already. And yes, I will see you soon. Thank you. Namaste.